Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. Now, I want to start today's video with a thanks and a shout out. Okay, so there's a guy called Andrew. He lives in Estonia and he's got a YouTube channel called Ants Pants. Now, he recently hit 10,000 subscribers, and to celebrate this, he made a video where he basically gave a shout out to a number of other YouTubers, including me. An absolutely amazing gesture. So delighted to be included in that list. Some big names in there, and I've seen a real increase in subscribers since then. So if you're watching this, thank you very much. But what I've decided to do, he made a list of, I think, about 15 channels. So I've basically taken his list and I'm putting it in the description below, so you can find all these other great YouTube channels, check them out, subscribe, drop them a comment, let them know I sent you, and it's kind of my way of passing on my thanks for what he's done for me. So I'm going to just read through the list very quickly. Now, some of these names have been subscribers to my channel for quite a while, so I'm just going to start with those guys first, and then I'm going to go through the rest of the list. So I'm going to begin obviously with Ants himself. So he's, as I said, description below. Make sure you check out his channel because he's been incredibly supportive. Next, Darryl over at the Home Pros. Now, Darryl has been following my channel pretty much since the beginning. We started about the same time. He's doing nicely. He's well ahead of me. But please go and check out his channel. He's a good guy, very supportive, so make sure you do that. Next then is Niels Kall, based in Sweden. Again, another early subscriber to my channel, and he always drops by and leaves a comment, so make sure you check out his videos. Next is Tim McArdle. I'm kind of new to his channel. I was just introduced to it through Ant's Shoutout, so check him out. Then we have Ghost Town Living, Every Day With Me Nick, Wild Gnomes, Double M Farm Homestead, Diesel Creek. I'm sure most of you already know, you'd have seen Matt's videos before. Fantastic channel though. If you're not familiar with it, go check it out. Mike Festiva, One Man Operation, 24 Acres of Paradise, Oak Mountain Acots, the Morgan Homestead, and Sean Dorn. So again, probably pronounced some of those wrong, but the links are below, so rather than listen to me, just go down and click on those and check out those guys' channels. Now, plan on this video was to repair the lift in the Dexta. So we're going to get into it, some other things happening along the way, so hope you enjoy it. Okay, so we might have a little bit of a problem here. We've got a leak. I think we might be leaking fuel somewhere in the injection pump. Okay, so the plan with the Dexta had been quite simple. I was just going to sort out the rear end in this thing and figure out why the lift wasn't going, but when I fired it up, and it did fire up quite quickly, solenoid started smouldering when I was cranking. Got over that, the thing fired up, and then it died out and started dripping diesel. So we need to have a look at that. I think it's the lift pump. So just going to turn you around. By the way, the other slight delay in this video has been replacing the light fittings, so hopefully combined with the new camera, things should be a lot brighter in here, and going to do a bit of a clean up as well so that we have more space, and replace the last of the fittings. That one truss there that doesn't have a fitting on it, I'm going to put one up there, and once the lift's in position I might put one in the back wall, but for the moment I think a lot brighter in here. So went out to my parts supplier, picked up a solenoid. Now this is for a Fordson 20, I think. Well, I mean, it's going to do fine for us here. It's one with an actual button on the end, but we can't use that in our application because we have the lever start. But going to throw it in there anyway. It'll start out our smouldering electrics. And I figured now the diesel leaks seem to be coming from the rear of the lift pump. It's not exactly very tight. It's covered in fuel, and as well as that, the handle is really loose in it. So I think diaphragm or something is probably split in there. Just really wasn't worth fixing. New pumps are so cheap, so got this one, and hopefully, yeah, it does line up. So I'm going to switch off the fuel tap and we'll throw this into position. Just turn on the tap for a minute just to make sure there actually was fuel coming out of there when we're replacing the pump. Okay, that's the pump fitted, the line's connected. It's going to open the fuel tap and we'll see how it works. Okay, I've taken out the little bleed nut. Ah yeah, that's better. Instant diesel. The oil pump is definitely completely shot. Absolutely nothing happening there, plus it was full of crud. So at least the new one is nice and clean. So that had done its work. Let's get the solenoid on and then we can turn it over and bleed it out. Okay, that's the solenoid kind of packed in there. I need to come up with a new mounting point. For the moment I've just held it on with one bolt. At least it's keeping the battery cable and this cable away from the metalwork. So it's going to bleed it out the other side, get the gear off the top of it, and I'll give her a swing, see what she fired up. So it's running nicely, but we're still leaking diesel for some reason. And it's very hard to see where it's coming from, so just going to try tightening those bolts on the lift pump and see if that makes any difference. After changing any kind of engine driven fuel pump, you should always check the sump just to make sure there was no fuel getting into the oil. See if I can get this camera to focus on it. Just pull the dipstick, no smell of diesel, but that is the oil. Look how clean that oil is. That is absolutely unbelievable. Change oil in a diesel engine and see it come out that clean. Afterwards it's normally black from the first time you run it. So I must have got an awful lot of crap out of this engine when I serviced it. Of course, I started this video with the intention of fixing the lift on this tractor, and then ran into that running trouble. Well, the good news is, while I was sitting up there letting it idle, I moved the lever and the lift actually works. So the work that I did last time did fix it. So we'll get this place cleaned up a bit and we'll get it out. Okay, I've created a little bit of space in front of it. In the middle of the clean up here at the moment, so excuse all the bags that are thrown around the place. So I'm going to see if the little craftsman will fire it up, get it out of the way. We fired up the Dexta. I've dragged out the wedge or stuck it on the back of it, so we'll see if that'll pick it up when we get it out of here. And I need to move the generator and all this gear and get the plough out from the back then. So let's get started. That hurt. Didn't we leave that alone for a while? Okay, so temperatures dropped away down here this evening, so I think it's about time we tried out our manifold heater. So I wasn't sure how much current these things draw, so I put my meter and the most sensitive ohm setting, resistance setting, and just test it across the element. Now, probably not very accurate. Came up with 1.4 ohms. So 12 volts divided by 1.4, that's less than 10 amps, but in reality you'll probably pull more than that if fitted at 20 cables, plenty big enough to take it. So switch on the battery switch now and we'll give it some heat and crank it over, see what happens. fire extinguisher is waiting there in case it all goes badly wrong, but I give it a shot. Okay, not much hesitation there. Tractor fired up pretty cleanly and pretty quickly, so I think it works. It's hard to know. I just checked to make sure it was getting power and things. I gave it about 30-35 seconds to heat. Maybe I should have given it a bit longer, but yeah, it seemed to fire up quickly, so I assume that it works. I must actually check to make sure there's still fuel getting through to it. It's a slightly funny installation in comparison to how these things are normally fitted, in that it's upside down the manifold, so how effective the fuel flow is to it is another question, but yeah, fired up. It is cold. It certainly between different jobs I've done in here, between replacing the lift pump, replacing the solenoid, cleaning up all the wiring, before that there wouldn't have been a prayer of starting this thing this kind of cold. It would have meant an awful lot of cranking and probably replacing the battery halfway through. So yeah, it's big improvement. Hopefully weather's going to get warmer soon, and we can get this thing out and get it to work and actually have it earn its keep. Alright, got the foot plates in position. It was one thing I was really missing on test drive the other day when I had to get out, especially on the clutch side. Didn't know where to put my foot while I was on the road. At least on the brake side you've got a footrest. No, don't have enough fixings, so just throwing them on there loosely just to check them. Grab some more bolts tomorrow, bolt those in position and tighten everything down. The fenders are still loose, the roll bar is still loose, so I'm going to tighten all that up. I think she's running well enough now, so plan is weather's kind of drying up at the moment, ground is starting to get a bit drier, so I'm going to try 3/4 Fiskars on the back of the 6610. We're going to do some ploughing, do a little rotavating, and then we're going to bring this thing out to make some drills and do some planting. That was its main task here in the past, so it's getting back to work. It's going to relive those days, which is good. Tractor like this just needs to be worked. Top of that, then we can use it for fencing work and things. Probably the next job now is nose cone. I'm going to start to tackle that hopefully this weekend. I'm going to cut out all the rot, weld it up, and do the same with the bonnet. There's small bit of rust in that, so straighten that out, weld it up, and then I'm just going to bolt everything together, do some work. Once I'm happy everything is fitting right, just strip the whole thing down then and prep it for paint. So hopefully you get that done soon. This thing's been dragging on long enough. One thing finished out and looking well, but at least I got the mechanical issues I think sorted now. I think we're pretty much there with it, so next time you see it, it'll be working. We'll see how it goes. In other news, battery light's back on the Range Rover. Now it doesn't come on fully all the time, and she's draining her battery, so I'll bring you a video on that soon. I've done some testing on it, and we'll come back to it. So work's been ongoing on the cat. She's coming along, did some body work, made sure that the cab was enclosed, put on the panels, been working on the blade in the back of it, trying to get that fixed. Also got a bucket for her, but unfortunately it wouldn't fit her quick hitch, so we're back to square one on that, but we'll find another one for the Charlie and get it to work. I also picked up a Howard 80 rotavator over Christmas. I've got a little bit of tilling work to do around the place, but we're going to have to fix it first, so I've got some parts and hoping to get on it this week, so there'll be a video on that shortly. Okay, so aside from those projects, I'm also going to do some cosmetic work on the Range Rover, both inside and outside, so we're going to repair the scratches in the back, try and do some interior work, and I try and tidy up the leather. The Rovers will be getting back to work on soon. I just need to go get my lift and get it installed in the workshop, which is something that's been dragging on a while, so I'll do a video on that shortly. Buying and installing a second-hand 4-post lift. What else have we got coming up? The Detroit, I had it running again, but not running properly, so we need to go and get some manifolds for that. I've searched Ireland, cannot find them, struggle even to find a pair of them in Europe, so I think I'm going to have to import them from the US. Been through all my contacts here, been through the main agent in Ireland, and absolutely nothing. So if you're watching this and you happen to know where I can find a set of manifolds for the 6V92T, drop a comment below please and help me out. With winter behind us now, the big focus for the next couple of videos is going to be getting that cat sorted. I need it up here, I need it working. The cultivation equipment like the tiller or the rotavator, we can come along behind that, then do some localised reseeding and things once I've done some cleaning up, so that is another priority. I'll be on this week. And we're also going to do some work on the 6610. There's a couple of small issues have cropped up over the winter, so I want to get those fixed and make sure she's tip top for the summer. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I'm working on another one which I hope to bring to you pretty soon. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment below, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. And as I said at the beginning of the video, please take the time to go through the list of people below. Check their channels out. If you like what you see, subscribe to them and support them. It is a long trek in the beginning, especially I think probably the first 1,000 or a couple of thousand subscribers. So there's a lot of work goes into creating videos, so make sure you give these guys your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.